Hey guys, what's going on? Absolutely Beast here, bringing you guys a fun race that I did today on Spa called the Spa 100 on Forza 7. So this is a endurance race. It's a showcase event. So I have to use this C7R, which is not a problem because I absolutely love this thing. This is my first time driving it on this game, and it's awesome. Talk about recording an entire voiceover and then having to readjust everything because I did a mic check, but man, I'm still trying to get used to this new setup. So just give me a couple of days, couple of videos to sort of work out all the kinks here, and we'll be rolling. So anyway, this is the Spa 100, which is 100 miles of Spa. So it's going to be 23 laps. Spa is about 4 miles a lap. So it's 23 laps. So I've chopped up the race so that I don't have to bring you. I bring you the whole race, but I'm just going to bring you, laps here and there. Laps 1 through 6 I have all in a row because that's where all the action happens. So you get to see me making all the passes, working my way up to like 3rd place, and then it takes me several laps to get from 3rd all the way up to 1st. And I don't get in 1st until lap 5. And so then once I finish all of lap 5 in the clear, and then I get to start lap 6. And lap 6 was actually my fastest lap of the whole race, which is why I left that one in there too. It was an absolutely blazing lap. But it's too bad there wasn't any leaderboards. So I thought maybe there were some leaderboards for this, and there's not. So I wasn't able to even check what I did. So the race is about 55 minutes long, I think. And it was a lot of fun. I had to pause a couple times. I paused once, let my hand take a break after like 20 minutes or so, and then I ended up pausing a few more times because I kept dozing off. I kept, starting to fall asleep, which is weird. I've had that happen a lot of times on here, and I obviously, you could say it's not keeping my attention, which is why I'm, going like that and dozing off a little bit. But at the same time, I think there's something hypnotic about the car and the vibration and just the sound and the droniness to it and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, anyway. So it's a fun race. The C7R is great. It's a little bit loose in the back, which is interesting. But I don't mind it. I like the sound. It sounds really good. The supercharger sounds awesome. The spoiler is absolutely epic. And you can hear the tires chirping there. So I've started doing my shifting earlier. As you can see there, I'm not running it all the way up to red line anymore. Oh well, I'm going right past red line. And for whatever reason, these Dravitars were terrible at Eau Rouge. So I kept passing them at Eau Rouge. That was one of the better passes in the race there. And so the Dravitar difficulty here is on 80%. Which is the second highest level. The Unbeatable, I've heard some things about Unbeatable, and I wanted to give it a try, but not on a race this long, because if I got halfway through the race and I wasn't winning, then it would be a real waste of time, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to complete the race and get some credits. But also, there were no mods available in this race, so I didn't get very many credits. I think I only got like 60,000, which I easily could have made, 2 or 3 times that probably if I'd done just like a regular series. So I don't know. I'm just trying to build up some credits right now. I don't know if there's anything that I'm necessarily trying to buy. I did buy the RXC Turbo from Radical, and I went back and raced that again on Road America. One of you guys had said that you beat my time on there, so I went back to try and race it, and I only got 7 or 8 laps in. I'd already sat down to start editing this, and that's when I read the comment, and so I hopped off and went back on and tried racing again, but I wasn't feeling it. I only did 7 or 8 laps or something, and then I stopped. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love this track. This is one of my all-time favorite tracks, and anytime I can race this, I'll race it. And I thought maybe that I was going to do the extra long, because there's an achievement for racing this exact race on extra long, but it's like 80 laps or 60 laps or something like that, and maybe 69 laps. And I really don't want to mess with that right now. Maybe maybe by Christmas or a little after, when I'm a little more conditioned for the racing. So listen to this thing. Listen to it as I come out of this corner. Listen to how awesome this sounds. And you can hear the tires chirp here too when I drop the first. And again. Oh, it's so cool. So yeah, it's really cool. I'm loving this Premiere Pro. I'm loving being able to edit the videos like this and be able to chop them up and stuff. Something that I've been wanting to be able to do for a long time, and now that I can, it's really awesome. And it just so happened to coincide perfectly with the timing with Xbox allowing me to record up to an hour now onto an external drive, and at full quality 1080p, at least, you know, full quality for another couple weeks until I get the One X, where everything will be in glorious 4K. But yeah, it's been super awesome, so I love messing around with this kind of stuff. I had a little Easter egg for those of you that watched the whole video the other day. It was my first video using this new setup, and I messed around with a little bit of voice modification at the end of it, which I thought was awesome. So I might do some of that here and there, because I think that's so much fun. But yeah, I haven't really messed around with too much of the real editing stuff yet, as far as like the fades and the transitions and all that. So just give me, you know, a couple of weeks or a handful of videos to sort of figure this out and get back on a good page with this stuff before I bring in anything too crazy. But yeah, it's been awesome. It's been everything I hoped it would be, and then some. And so is this game. I mean, I'm absolutely enjoying the heck out of this game. It's so much fun. I genuinely want to come home every night and play it, and can't wait to get on and play it and do something, whether that's tune something, like tune the Lotus, or do a race like this, or I get to race a new car and a new track variation, basically. Not a variation, but I mean just like a new, you know, I've been racing a lot of the same stuff, or whether it's a multiplayer or any of these other things. I really enjoy getting on here, and something that was a surprise to me is because of all the racing that I did on Forza 6 the last like 6 months, where I just did all kinds of different cars. It's actually really made me enjoy racing a lot of the different cars, which I really didn't enjoy as much before. I really thought that was kind of boring. You know, I was not as much a fan of that, but just something about just racing the different ones. I mean, I still don't like the lower class of cars. That Brett thinks he's coming past me, no, he's not. These drivers really are terrible at Eau Rouge, which Eau Rouge is this turn coming up right here. This is Eau Rouge right here, this right-hander. I mean, look how slow he's going. Now, I think that dirtied the lap. I think. It's very hard to tell, because the laps are obviously dirty. That guy drafted off me at the beginning. Look how beautiful that car is. That guy drafted off me at the beginning, and I drafted off of him, and then I'm also drafting off of him, and if you look, see, I actually hit him, but it doesn't show anything in the upper right corner as to being a dirty lap, even though it surely is, so you kind of just have to know, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, I just absolutely enjoyed it. It took me, you know, 4 laps at this point, and then I'm right here, and it takes me another full lap to get past this guy. So I really wanted to turn him to unbeatable, but from what I've heard, they have an amount of speed that you cannot match, literally can't match. So when they say they're unbeatable, that's literally what they mean. They are actually unbeatable. Now, I'm sure that there are ways that you can beat them on certain tracks and certain cars, and like once you get ahead of them, you can stay ahead of them, kind of thing. But you know, they're basically saying, from what I've heard, is that the cars have way more speed than you could get. Like, for example, if you and him both had a car, even if it was homologated, so that it's all the same specs and everything, he'd still be having like 5 to 6 miles an hour on you coming out of turns and stuff, which means he's pulling away on every turn. See, like that? See how he's just like pulling away? It basically would be like that, but on every single turn for the whole race. So there would actually be no way for me to pass him unless I cut a corner or something like that, or unless I hit him or did something shady myself. So I didn't want to try that, so I did him at 80%. I just wanted to get the most amount of credits possible. That was a pretty decent turn. And I was hoping that I could put on some mods and get a bunch of extra credits, but that didn't work out. It didn't allow me to do that, so that was an interesting thing. But yeah, I really enjoyed this race. I can't wait to bring you guys more stuff like this. Honestly, unfortunately, after I already recorded this, after I was already starting to edit it, I looked down in the sidebar. There was someone else who does some racing videos that actually had just put this video up, and he put up the full 50-minute video, and I thought that it was interesting timing, I'll just say that. Especially because I wanted to do this yesterday, but I ended up falling asleep immediately after I got home, like an old man. But yeah, so I mean, I think this is where I passed him right here. So that was, you know, Eau Rouge again, and that's where I get past him. So, and I do stay ahead of him for the whole rest of this lap, and then, like I said, the following lap is the fastest lap of the race for me. It was a blazing lap. I wish I knew what it ranked me, but there's no leaderboards on this race. And I might have to go and check it out, but yeah, so anyway, I think I'm going to cut it off there. If you guys want to watch through the end of the video, there's still another, you know, there's still another 10 minutes left. There's another 10, 12 minutes left of good, solid racing. You'll get to see a couple little snippets of laps, like lap 13, 17, 22, and then 23, I think, or something like that. So, if you guys want to check it out, do. It's awesome. If you want to check out my other videos on my channel, I have over 100 in the last 6 months. Anything within the last few weeks, though, is all Forza 7 stuff, since Forza 7's come out, so make sure you check those out if you want. And don't forget to subscribe. I've been trying to upload as regularly as I can. I'm really shooting for every other day. That's what I want to do. And I also, I think I want to mix it up. I want to start putting some other stuff in there. I think I'm going to buy Cuphead, actually. It's funny now that I'm thinking about it and realizing it, you know, most of you guys who are watching this are Xbox players. So Cuphead is something that you might be interested in. But anyway, I was thinking about getting Cuphead and putting some of that stuff up, and I really wanted to see if I can do some other interesting content, you know, because as much as I love racing, it's not the only thing that I play. So I would like to, you know, potentially upload some other stuff, and that would be a little bit more freeing, I guess, in a way. So let me know what you guys think about that if you're interested in that kind of stuff. And like I said, subscribe, check back soon, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, guys.